Hey guys, Andrew from the Balance Mobility Center at Gordon College. I hope you're still surviving out there. I know for me it's been a rough last week. Today I just wanted to talk a little bit about a type of exercise called isometric exercise. Basically it means no movement. So when we're talking about dynamic exercise, concentric, eccentric, we're talking about movement about a joint. Isometric exercise involves getting into a position and holding that position for a period of time. The advantages of isometric style of training, we're not putting as much wear and tear on the joints because we're not going through as much range of motion. The other aspect of isometric training that's beneficial is it allows us to work on our breathing a little bit more readily. So today I'm going to go through a pretty broad series of exercises, upper body, lower body, spine stability, and when you're at home you can again kind of treat these as a circuit. So you can do 1 circuit, 2 circuits, 3 circuits. We're also not going to be holding for reps, we're going to be holding for time. I'm going to demonstrate this under 30 seconds of stress or 30 seconds of contraction. So you can vary it however you wish, 10 seconds, 45, whatever it may be, but I'm going to demonstrate it at 30-second isometric holds. Okay, so we're going to start with the large muscle groups of the lower body, and then we're going to work into some upper body stuff. Again, for these videos, we're not going to show necessarily a full warm-up, a full cool-down. So make sure your body's warmed up, 5 to 10 minute walk, marching in place, some movements to get your body ready for what you're doing. And you can see other videos if you need to recheck on your warm-up. So we're going to start with an isometric squat. So I recommend having a chair behind you. We're going to get down into the position where we want. And again, you don't have to go all the way down here or just above the chair. You can stay here. And we're just going to hold for about 30 seconds. My eyes are up, my chest is up. And if you start low and you need to come out of that because you're just too tired by the 30 seconds or so, that's okay. After we've held for somewhere near 30 seconds, we're going to come up out of the squat. And then my recommendation is to repeat that 3 or 4 times in your first circuit. So I'm doing that 3 or 4 times through your first circuit. The next one I want to show you is kind of a single leg version of what we just did. And I'm going to leave the chair here in case you need to use that for balance. So we're putting the front leg way out in front here, and we're going to load our body weight onto that. So we're going to go into a lunge. We're going to load the body weight on the front leg, and we're just going to hold this position. The checkpoint here is lifting up the back leg just to make sure there's not weight or a lot of weight being put on that back leg. You can try getting your arms up away from the chair. Chest is up, but we're not way back here. Once we get to about 30 seconds, I'm going to come up. I'm going to switch sides. Get that leg way out in front. Lunge position. Almost all my body weight's on that front foot. I'm going to do a check here with the back. Make sure I'm not putting too much weight on the back foot. You get a little bit of a balance challenge out of this as well. You do have that toe behind you, but you're really focused on balancing on this one leg here. After about 30 seconds, and back up. Okay, the next one, we showed you a variation of this, of a few of these in the last video, but remember, we were doing dynamic movements. We're holding this, and we're getting benefit out of the hold. All right, so I'm gonna grab a band. You can do this one either with or without the band. Hey, little kitty. Yeah. So I'll show you the movement, and then we can add the band. So we're gonna stand up tall. We're gonna kick one leg out to the side, and we're just gonna hold this here, okay? And we don't wanna lean, we wanna stay up tall. Again, you got your chair for balance. You're getting a ton of contraction going on through your bum. And you're also getting some work going on with that opposite side. We're gonna hold for about 30 seconds. Up tall. Try to dig your toes into the floor. In fact, this is better done in bare feet. After 30 seconds, switch. I'm just gonna put this around the toes. So if you have a band, you can put it around the toes. And I'm gonna go out, and I'm gonna hold. Digging my toes with my left foot into the ground. Feeling a lot through my glute here, but I'm also feeling a lot through my glute on the right side as well. Deep breathing. We talked about the breaths. Through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. So as you're holding this, exhale through the mouth. Practice your breathing. After about 30 seconds, you can drop that. Okay? So far we've got a squat isometric hold, we've got a lunge isometric hold, we've got an abduction or a leg kick out to the side hold. Next thing we're going to do is just a basic glute set. What that means is I'm going to turn laterally. I'm going to stand on my right foot, complete body weight here. And again, if you need that chair next to you, I am squeezing my right bum, okay? And I'm digging my toes into the ground. Pretty basic, right? Well, you can get a lot of bang for your buck off of this one. Remember, your entire body weight's on that side, and you're asking those muscles around the hip to control it, as well as your legs, your muscles around the knee joint as well. Switch sides. Up on the left, unsqueeze. Again, if you need the chair, that's okay. You just keep going with the chair. We want to challenge your balance as much as possible. Squeezing that left bum. There's a lot you can add to this exercise as well, but I want to keep it basic for now. After 30, you can relax. All right. So we've got some good lower body exercises in. Now we're going to go and work on a little bit of kind of core and upper body exercise. So this one you may have seen in a prior video, but as an elective, so to speak. This is a row movement. And what we're going to do is we're going to use the wall as our counter force, which is stationary, of course. So we're going to push the elbows into the wall, and I'm driving my elbows back. And if you need to, you can get into a staggered stance. And I'm driving those elbows through the wall. And we're holding. Deep breath in. Exhale slowly. So I'm pushing into the wall with my elbows, looking straight ahead. We're working on our upper back muscles, trying not to shrug. Try and drive those elbows down and in. Okay, 30 seconds there. Now we're going to go over and we're going to grab a band if you have it. Okay, looped over the top of a door. This is for your triceps. We're going to come down halfway through a tricep press down, and we're just holding it here. I want you to see this, so I'm not going all the way down here. I'm holding it halfway. So you're asking your tricep and your stabilizing muscles of your shoulder blades to be able to hold this position for a period of time. Again, we'll use 30 seconds in this run through. Of course, with a band, if you need more resistance, you just come up on the band. That way you'll get more resistance there. I'm going to switch sides. Come down. About 90 degrees at your elbow joint here. And we're holding right here. Always want to be driving toward the ground. That's how we want to think about it. Squeezing those shoulder blades together. After about 30 seconds, relax. Now I'm going to use a band like this to show the next one, which is a bicep curl being held isometrically. But you can use any band that you have at home. So we're just going to come up into a bicep curl, okay? Open through here, okay? And I'm just holding this. And the value here, yeah, you're getting some bicep work, but you're really working on what's going on with your scapular muscles to try to control this position on the hold. As you get tired, your shoulders are going to want to round, your wrist is going to want to come down to the ground. Really try to fight against that. Okay, switch sides. We're doing the same thing. Up, holding here, shoulders down and back. And again, with these isometric exercises, they allow you to get creative with some of the other stuff you've learned in these videos. You know, you could be doing an active bicep curl on this side while holding an isometric contraction here. Again, we don't need to get too technical, but there's a lot of stuff that you can do at this point if you've seen the other videos. So I'm going to relax there. Now we're going to get into more of the trunk and core stability. So we talked about wall push-ups before, but I want to speak to you again in regards to isometric contractions. So we're against the wall. We're coming down into our push-up. We get about halfway down, maybe a little more, and we're just going to hold. But not only are we going to hold, we're going to squeeze the shoulder blades together. So we're just holding this position here, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Again, you can add a ton of stuff to this if you want. The mountain climber, you can add a glute extension here. But today we're just talking about holding this push-up isometrically. Okay, so we're going to come back after 30 seconds. The way you make this easier is by coming up the wall. The way you make it harder is by moving down the wall. And again, you can extend your holds beyond 30 seconds if you'd like. This next one is a plank, and I chose the chair just to kind of get us up off the floor a little bit. But you can do planks in whatever kind of height that you want. So we're going to come down here. Feet are together on this. All right. Hands are on the edge of the chair. We don't want the bum up here. We want that down. We're drawing our belly button back toward the spine. We're going to hold this 30 seconds. Looking kind of straight ahead. We don't want to look down or straight up. Now as you get tired, you're going to want to come, that belly button's going to sag and do one of these, which is a no-no. We want to keep it tucked in. After about 30 seconds, we can come up. The last one that I want to show you is, I'm going to show you on the ground, but you can do this on any firm surface. We advise against the bed because usually they're too soft. So I'm going to come down. I'm going to be on my back. make sure you support your neck with something. And we're going to draw that belly button in. So you're trying to press that back into the ground. Feet are about hip width apart. And for this, we want to go with your arms up. We don't want to cheat with the hands down here. You're going to bridge, driving through your heels. Okay? And we're just holding. Again, isometric, no movement. Just hold it. Now you can already tell, for those of you that are creative, we can do a ton of stuff here. We can do a push movement if you got some dumbbells. We can do a fly movement if you got some dumbbells. We can alternate our heels if we want to make it more challenging. But the basic is just holding right here in the bridge. So I just want to review how you would plug this circuit in at home. We want to make sure that you're holding for at least 30 seconds. We want to make sure that you're doing at least 3 or 4 what I would call mini sets at a time. So we're doing 3 or 4 squat holds, 3 or 4 of everything. That would comprise one circuit. Once you're done with the circuit, see how you feel, and if you feel like going through a second one, that would be advisable. The other thing too is your body may talk to you differently after an isometric based workout versus a dynamic workout. You may be a little bit more sore. Again, you're getting that muscle to contract and then you're holding it for a period of time. Safety for joints, better breathing, and it's a good way to practice your technique as well for some of these movement patterns. We hope you have a great week, and we'll see you next time.